Shinji Mikami is a name you may not know. I didn't know it before making this video, but there are some things you might know about, like sliding into cover, or this camera angle. Camera angle used in every single third-person shooter. Or, oh yeah, literally Resident Evil. All of which can arguably be attributed to one man, Shinji Mikami. After ending his stint with Capcom directing the worldwide success Resident Evil 4 in 2004, lightly stepping off the sinking ship Clover Studios, which was a studio he established by the way, in 2007, and going through an EDM phase until 2010, Mikami took another crack at launching his own studio. This time would prove a success, and on October 28, 2010, ZeniMax Media would acquire Tango Gameworks for an undisclosed figure. This sets our stage for the 2014 horror epic, The Evil Within. I'm Hunter McCullough, the Deadbeat Jesus, and this is Puffer Pass. A critique I often see of The Evil Within is that there's nothing truly unique about its gameplay. Yes, you'll begin with a pistol and slowly acquire a greater arsenal to use against a growing number of mutated freaks, a la Resident Evil. No, there's no standout mechanic like Outlast's night vision camera or Amnesia's sanity meter. But I would argue that the scale and absolute mastery of these elements makes The Evil Within a wholly unique experience.
That's a good shot.
The Evil Within is Shinji Mikami's victory lap of the horror genre, and he's firing on all cylinders.
Running in place.
As Sebastian, a gruff detective with new partners and a tragic past, you'll begin the game by rolling up to an insane asylum where an active crime is taking place and entering. A jaded horror fan such as myself would assume the doors shutting behind you marks the last time they will open until the end of the game. But after a brief initial chapter, you seriously shouldn't look around during.
It would be nice if it wasn't extra slow. Oh, this one's definitely locked.
You open the doors once again into a vast, crumbling cityscape. This is where the game begins to really flex its muscles. The set pieces used in this sequence are massive.
Once we went into the asylum, I was like, oh, this is where the game's going to take place. Then getting out of the asylum and into like just a far bigger world, like almost right away.
And they aren't the only assets in the game that lead to a surprising sense of scale and reality.
Oh, it's too slow. It's this friggin' Colossus wearing headphones.
Coming out of the forest to see the light of the mental hospital impossibly far in the distance provides an eerie and effective call to adventure. It's the feeling maybe you got playing Death Stranding when you realized that you were going to have to climb that mountain way over there, or the feeling that people told me I was supposed to feel when I realized I had to climb that mountain way over there in Journey. I hate Journey. That being said, you do ultimately progress through linear environments with various nooks and crannies for ammo, perk points, and the odd journal, many of which are actually quite critical to having any bloody idea what in the fuck could possibly be going on.
Shout out to the robot in the chat.
Because here's the thing, you don't.
No one can ever have that data.
This is a story with several layers, but the problem is that so much insane shit is happening all the time that you have no idea what matters and what doesn't. However, with some intense afterthought, a few clicks around the wiki, and a DLC that fills in a ton of information in an actually very cool way, a cohesive, creative, and ultimately worthwhile story is formed.
Feels like I'm running in place.
But we have no goddamn shit fucking idea what is going on, remember? So, let's talk about something we can understand. Monsters and guns.
Big man.
Ikumi Nakamura led the creative design on some seriously gnarly creatures.
Sorry, your face is stuck to your shoulder.
Combine this with the direction of Shinji, and you've got some extremely visceral and intimidating creature moments.
Sebastian is taking it.
Each unique monster has a different battleground, some have multiple sections or a unique mechanic.
Whoa!
But honestly, I usually discovered the trick was the exploding crossbow bolt several times. Which brings us around to guns. Combat in this game is one step short of extremely satisfying. Ammo is distributed with careful scarcity, each weapon is capable of destructive force, and critical hits are a common and rewarding treat.
Look at that blood spatter. Complete 360.
However, the mobility options of not only you, but the enemy as well, are so limited that making any sort of escape breaks the immersion completely.
Well, this isn't good, is it?
And am I crazy, or does it look like I'm on a goddamn
Why
treadmill?
does it feel like I'm on a treadmill? Doesn't it look like my character's on a treadmill? Man, he didn't look like he was on a treadmill.
Or happily frolicking here? A simple evade mechanic, in my opinion, would have made a world of difference here, but hey, I'm not Shinji. However, these unique monsters aren't most of the game. Most of the game is managing smartly placed lesser enemies as you navigate a new area, either with stealth or bullets and stamina. I actually had a ton of fun with most of these sections. I think the level design is great.
Not the time.
Despite the simplicity of the environmental hazards, they were fun to try and manipulate. And ultimately, using companions, scares, and puzzles, Shinji keeps things from getting repetitive. So let's talk about those things. I heard a ton of people say that the companions and characters in this game lacked life, but I found myself strangely endeared by our humble friend Joseph.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Nice axe.
Somehow he always supported the church no matter what the newspapers said.
Shut up, Joseph.
That being said, the mechanics are trash.
Come
They'll
on,
bob
Joseph.
around and kill some enemies
Good
for
job.
you, which is always nice, especially
we
with
still got
such a
one
low
right.
amount of ammo. But they don't have a particularly keen sense for danger.
I can't babysit this bitch!
Anyways, it's only for certain sections of the game that you'll work alongside someone else, and it's a nice break from a lonesome trudge through hell.
Joseph, Kidman!
The scares are where Shinji really gets to shine.
Oh, Jesus.
Despite the game being rather action-heavy, Shinji still knows how to slow things down, shut the lights off, and rattle you in a unique way. There's one chapter in a mansion that almost killed me, but I lost the footage, so,
Oh. What the fuck? What's wrong with your dress, nurse?
And not a single discharge.
What? What are you talking about? You gonna leave me here? What about the mirror? You gotta turn on the mirror.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
What are you doing, Nurse Joy?
Let go of me! Let go of me!
What are you doing, Nurse Joy?
Let go of me! Let go of me!
What are you...
Fine, 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 fine.
Lastly, puzzles. I hate to say it, but they kind of fucking blow.
Don't look right.
No, they really fucking blow.
It's a puzzle for children?
Everyone was so impossibly easy that I don't even know if they're worthy of the word puzzle. At one point, a partner is stuck in a saw trap, a timer is ticking, you and Joseph don't know what to do, and this is how it ends.
Yeah, a top one and a bottom one. Set the upper dial to 22 and the lower dial to 5.
Lit. Alright, before I say anything about the coveted Puffer Pass, I need to mention the second game. Even without Shinji at the helm, the studio he created made a fucking great game. It feels far more modern, the scares are just as good and more plentiful, the story is far more easy to follow, they take a nearly open world approach to the environments that works incredibly well, and there's still no dodge. It's a great sequel, and you should skip straight to it if you're looking for a more modern take on the game. That being said, let's get this shit done. My final verdict on The Evil Within. Drumroll, please. PASS pass. That's right, after everything we've been through here, I'm giving it a pass. The Evil Within shines bright in a lot of ways and has DLC and a sequel that expand on and improve upon its formula. But with the recent Resident Evil remakes being so incredibly good, The Last of Us, I think, is comparable and superior. Or the Outlast series sort of on the other end of the spectrum. I just can't in good conscience steer you to The Evil Within if you have not played these other games. Sorry, Shinji.
Myself and mute
Thanks for
everyone
listening,
else and do the
everyone.
intro and start my
Check
stream.
out the description for links to our Twitch channels, our Discord,
Sweet,
and other deadbeat
Sweet.
shit. Love you.
Very cool.
Yeah, Bennett, I'm actually stoked for you to be Dan. He's been a cool character so far.